Even though we do not have American power that will you you already know they're trying to shut me off. You always trying to shut.
Hello.
Okay, but that was my wife. Look, check, it's a lot going on, but we good though. We good. You don't listen, y'all. Do not break down. This is a time of rebuilding, y'all. We are rebuilding. We are in a new cycle age. So they're gonna try to make it seem like we're uncomfortable and we don't have it. Bro, do not. Okay, you might not be able to eat fancy foods, and you might not be able to drive your Mercedes Benz now. Just be thankful you got a car. How about that? How about be thankful that you have running clean water? How about be thankful that your brain is operable? Be thankful that you can move around and don't need no help. Be thankful that you're strong and you're solid. Just be thankful to that. And you're spiritual, man. You got to be spiritual. And you have to know who you are. You have to have knowledge of self, man. Once you know have knowledge of self, then you know who everybody else is and you know what's going on, y'all. This is a cry out. This is a man crying out to my people here in Northwest AMEXEM to let you guys know that we are coming up. All we need you guys to do is follow through and don't pay attention to the trash. Okay? Let's thumb up the video. Let's get it in the algorithm. We don't have in America, i.e. El Morocco, i.e. El Maghrib El Aqsa. We don't have uh, powerful people, you melanated powerful people that's not connected with the trash. All of our powerful people in America are connected to the trash. So so I'm going on Ibrahim Chode. Now, we know what's going on, but Ibrahim America, we have our own everything. But Northwest AMEXEM, man, we connected, but we got our own thing too here. But colonization and the open drug market and the Ashkenazi Jewish mafia and the Catholics and the, the baby, all these baby lovers and all these. Come on, man. We already know who the op is. Okay, right now they burning the hell down. Right, so it's a reason why they burning down because they were the ones that colonized and fucked up the whole world. Right. That's why Allah is letting this happen. So it's all happening in the spirit world. All these demons need to go ahead and step back. It's over with for y'all. It's time for the Eumelanin attack. And you guys cannot handle it. And you already know. So no matter what you do, all your trolls or whatever, whatever as we push forward. Peace, y'all. Ibrahim Chode.
Their actions immediately. They reveal their underlying insecurities. The natural response would be to listen and reflect, but this defensive behavior actually undermines their credibility and exposes their vulnerabilities. My brothers, my sisters, listen. It was a Sunday. The sun was rising in Brooklyn, a place far from here, a place in America. The morning was quiet, but then the quiet broke. Phones made a sound, a buzzing sound. All at once, on the internet, on YouTube, the channels came alive. On social media, the feeds, they started to move fast. A message was coming. It was coming live. From where? From here. From Ouagadougou, the capital of my country, Burkina Faso, the land of upright people. But this was not a normal message. It was not a politician reading a paper. It was me, Captain Ibrahim Traore. I spoke to you. It was personal. It was raw. It was from the heart. I am a young man. They call me a revolutionary. They say I took control of my country. They say I stood up to France,
all over
the ones
the
who
world,
held us down for so long.
You have to.
This is true. I did these things, not for myself, but for my people, for our dignity. But this message, on that Sunday morning, it was not for my people in Burkina Faso. It was not for the people of Africa. It was for you, my family across the water, across the Atlantic Ocean. To all my African brothers and my African sisters in the United States, in the Caribbean, in Brazil, in all the places you were scattered, I spoke to you. From the land of our ancestors, the camera did not shake. It was steady. It looked at my face. I wore my simple fatigues, my uniform. It is not for show. It is the dress of a soldier, a worker. My eyes, they were calm. But inside them, a fire was burning. The fire of our people. The room I was in was not a palace. There was no gold. There were no fancy flags. Behind me, there were artifacts, things that tell our true story. There were old maps of Africa, maps from before the Europeans came and cut our mother continent into pieces, like a cake. But Africa is not a cake. Africa is our home. There were pictures on the wall, pictures of great men, men who came before me, men who fought for us. Thomas Sankara, Patrice Lumumba, Malcolm X, they are not dead. Their spirit is with us. For 40 minutes I spoke, and the words, they traveled, they crossed the ocean, they went into the black communities, and they sent a shock, a jolt, like lightning. I started with the pain, the history that hurts, the story of slavery, the story of colonialism, a double attack. It tore the soul of Africa in two. One part stayed here, the other part was taken away. You were taken, I said, by force. They sold you on the docks. They put brands on your skin, like you were animals. They took you from your mothers. They took you from your languages. They took you from your gods. But, I said, and my voice was strong, let no one tell you that we forgot you. Africa may have been quiet. The world did not hear her crying, but Africa did not forget. I spoke of the shame they made many Africans feel. They changed our history. They wrote books that said we sold our own people. This is a lie. I had to tell you the truth. I reminded you that most of our kingdoms, our kings, our queens, they fought against the slave trade. They resisted the betrayal, the selling. It was not our way. It was forced on us by European guns, by their missionaries, who came with a Bible in one hand and a gun in the other. They used their old trick, divide and rule. They turned brother against brother. They erased your names in the West, I said. They beat your languages out of you.
Achieving health is about much more than
Y'all
just
know it gotta
working
be a
out.
distraction
It comes
in
from the
it.
intersection of exercise,
Always a distraction.
You were not
Let's
allowed
go.
to speak the words of your ancestors, but the rhythm in your walk, when you dance, when you sing, that is Africa. Africa is still speaking inside you. As I spoke these words, something happened. Across the ocean, in your homes, in your communities, the tears began to fall. In Chicago, in the barber shops where our brothers gather, they turned down the music. They listened. In Atlanta, the elders, the old mothers and fathers, they held their beads. They prayed. In Harlem, a place of struggle and strength, the activists, they stopped what they were doing. They listened. It was like they were hearing something old, something sacred, a voice they had been waiting for, a voice that was lost and now was found. Then I changed my tone. I had...
Pause for a second, y'all. I want y'all to understand, man, that we don't have upright, powerful people in America. We don't have any. I'm talking about some strong ones that got money. I'm talking about defense mechanisms. You know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. So we don't have them, right? But Ibrahim Traore does. Okay? So, you know, we got clowns like Tyler Perry and shit. Like, he just dropped a whole new movie and he's still in the damn dress. Boy, you's a clown, boy. And 50. And 50 another problem too. I'm tired of seeing movies about selling dope. I'm tired of seeing movies about series and shows about sons shooting their fathers and fathers shooting their sons and drugs all the damn time. Yo, 50 is old. He's over 50 years old. When are you going to start making real movies about important stuff? Like, I'm tired of the dope. I'm tired of the drugs. And then fuck that. Fuck the drugs. That's why we fucked up. The drugs, dumbasses. Damn. Everybody got the power. They ain't doing shit but making it worse. So Ibrahim Chode, rock out, brother. Rock out, brother. Rock out, brother. Peace.
This was not just a history lesson. I did not come to tell you about the chains, I said. We all know the chains. We have all felt the chains. I came to tell you that the chains are breaking, again, and I want you to be a part of it. I told you what was happening here. In Burkina Faso, in Mali, in
Come up the
Niger,
video,
in the
y'all,
Sahel
please.
region. We are rising
Y'all
up.
get the truth in the
We are throwing off
algorithm.
the
Come
control
up
of
the
France,
video,
the
y'all,
neo-colonial
please.
control.
Send
It
it
is a
out.
new kind of colonialism. They don't
Subscribe to the
use chains, you can
channel.
see.
Truth.
They use money. They use contracts. They use
Truth.
puppets. But it is still colonialism. We are taking back our gold, our land, our education, our identity.
You know we
saying
get
no
shadow
more.
banned,
They fear me.
but
I
y'all
told
gotta
you.
push the
But it is
truth.
not because I have power. It is because I remind them of Sankara.
Inshallah.
Thomas Sankara, my brother, my hero. He showed us the way. They killed him, but they could not kill his idea. They fear you. I said to you, my brothers and sisters across the water, not because you riot, not because you protest. They fear you because of what would happen if you and I stood side by side. If the children of Africa who were taken and the children of Africa who were left behind joined hands, that is their greatest fear. Then I made an announcement,
right.
an announcement that shook the world. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. We are launching a program, a diaspora citizenship program. What does this mean? It means that all of you, all the descendants of the enslaved Africans, you will be granted citizenship, fast-track citizenship. You will have a home. You will have a passport. We will give you investment opportunities. We will give you access to land in selected rural zones, places we are bringing back to life with our own hands through our African Revolution. If you feel homeless in America, I said, and
Man, I respect this so much, bro. But America is so serious. I gotta stay home and I gotta make America right. Do y'all know that all over the country, all over the world, they are asking for us to come to their lands, and they got work and they got companies and they got this, and they're trying to get us to leave America so they can come to America and do what they always been doing. I'm not saying Ibrahim Chode. I'm talking about the evils to be. If the shoe fit, wear it. If it don't fit, then don't wear it. Peace.
I look directly into the camera. Know that you are not homeless. You are landless, and land can be given back. Then I leaned forward. I had to make it personal. I had to speak to each one of you. To the young man in Oakland who wonders why the police treat him like prey, like an animal to be hunted. Come home. Come and learn what it's like to walk without fear in your own land. To the woman in New Orleans who is teaching her children
We got
black
work to
history,
do here,
trying to keep the story alive.
Love African
Come home,
cool,
come and walk on the same ground
but
where our
we got
ancestors
work
prayed
to
to the
do
gods
here.
before the ships came. To the rapper in Atlanta who has a powerful
Don't
voice, who
leave
has
here.
influence but no direction.
Stay
Come
here and
home,
make
help
your
us build
home right.
studios here. Help us shape the narrative from the motherland. Let us tell our own story. And to the grandmother in Detroit who still carries the stories of lynching, of pain, of loss. Your strength is sacred to us. We honor it. We will learn from it. I spoke to the celebrities too, the famous ones. I did not accuse them. I did not shame them. I called on them with hope. Beyonce, Jay-Z, Kendrick, Oprah, your power means more here than it does there. Your presence can move mountains. Let us build together. I gave the new initiative a name from our ancestors, from the Akan people, Operation Sankofa.
UK
It means go back and fetch it. Go back and get what you have lost. Your history, your culture,
We need
your
to
home.
get up, bro.
Under this
UK,
plan, I explained,
tap in,
the
man.
African nations that are breaking
Tap
free
in.
from the West,
Let's
we
get
will
some
work
work done.
together. We will create a Pan-African development corridor for you, the black returnees. We need you. We need your skills. Healthcare workers, farmers, engineers, teachers,
Right.
artists, all of you will be
Time for us
welcome.
to-
But I had to be clear. This is not charity. This is not a rescue mission.
Pause, y'all, real quick. Yeah, man. Yesterday I saw a very, 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 very powerful video, man. I put it up on my book channel, Facebook channel, but it was a face off with brothers from Detroit and brothers from B-More, right? Where I'm from, right? Right? I'm man, I'm looking at sevens are all over the place, man. So when I see these sevens, I know that Allah is communicating with me, right? So saying, rock out, son, rock out, son, rock out, warrior. All right. So look, it was a face off with Detroit brothers and Baltimore brothers, right? And they started walking towards each other, right? Guess what they did? They started shaking hands, hugging each other. Like, bro, enough is enough, man. Enough is enough. So now we are coming together, y'all. It's time. This is the time. That we got to build a foundation. We have to build a strong foundation for the generations to come. We have been elected to build this strong foundation for the generations to come. Right? Let's do it. Peace.
We don't need saviors, I said. We need builders. You are not foreigners here. You are fragments, pieces of a beautiful mosaic that was broken. You are returning to the mosaic. I also gave a warning. I had to be honest. Africa is not paradise. We have poverty. We have corruption. We have wounds. But we also have you. And that changes everything. When the message ended, there was silence. A heavy silence. A sacred silence. In a small apartment on the south side of Chicago, a young teacher named Malek, he was 26 years old. He sat still. His phone was still in his hand. Tears were running down his cheek. He did not wipe them away. In Atlanta, a retired soldier, a Vietnam veteran named Uncle Joe, he stared out of his window. He whispered to himself, "It's about time." In a small college dorm room in Washington, D.C., a young woman named Amina, she opened her laptop. She began to write a blog post. The title was, "My Letter to Ibrahim Traoré." But in the mainstream Western media, there was confusion. CNN, BBC, they did not want to talk about it. They gave it small coverage. They called it symbolic rhetoric, empty words. But on Twitter, on YouTube, in the Pan-African spaces, there was an explosion. The conversation was everywhere. Was this real? Could it be a trap? Or was it the moment? The moment men had waited for all their lives. A week later, the attacks began, just as I knew they would. The Western media, they started to paint a picture of me. They called me a militant populist. They said I was dangerous. They leaked documents, fake documents, accusing me of destabilizing the region. The sanctions, they got tighter. They tried to choke us, but I was not scared. I remained unfazed. Let them come, I said. We are not afraid of economic sanctions. We survived colonialism. We survived coups. We will survive this. Because for the first time, we are not alone. Our brothers and sisters are listening. I released another video. This one was shorter, but even more defiant. We are not asking you to leave your countries, I said.
What would you say to somebody that hasn't tried
Always a
therapy before?
distraction. Always a distraction. Always a distraction.
We are asking you to reconnect with your roots.
Yeah.
To see Africa not as a grave, a place of death and disease, but as a garden, a place of life and rebirth. I invited you. I invited filmmakers, scientists, entrepreneurs from the Black diaspora. Come to the first Diaspora Congress in Ouagadougou at the end of the year. As the date got closer, something started to happen. The flights from New York, from Los Angeles, from London, from Kingston, Jamaica, they began to fill up. Stories started to appear online. Stories of young people selling their belongings, quitting their jobs, applying for visas they never thought they would need. A video went viral. It showed an elder, a woman named Mama Ruth. She was 82 years old. She was standing at JFK Airport in New York. She had a cane in one hand and a suitcase in the other. I may be old, she said to the camera, but I need to touch that soil before I go, and maybe plant a seed. A movement started, a grassroots movement, in the Bronx, in New York. It was called Back to Build. Young black people, they started studying African history, economics, basic farming. They were getting ready, but not everyone was happy. Some people, even some of our own people, they were scared. They feared them.
Respectfully, y'all. Respectfully. We also have to understand that America has a substantial our story as well. Okay? And this is what they have been hiding from us. Okay? Us, High Priest of Anu, we have been digging up the truth about America. Okay? We are the true allodials of America. A lot of things have been held back from us, man. Okay? Like, for example, Queen Khalifa of the Umayyad Caliphates. Wait a minute. You know, everybody trying to call me because, you know, Shaitan gonna always, come in and try to interrupt when we are building about something that's very important. Okay? We have to realize that America has our own substantial our story. Don't think Northwest AMEXEM, man. It's all connected, okay? It's all connected. But don't forget about our American story, man. We got the Olmec, we got the Mayans, we got the Aztec, we got the Washita, Doug the stuff a lot. Washita, Doug the mound builders. I am a Washita. I am a Balik. I am from the Carolinas, i.e. Cara Manley. We have a language and everything, brother. You hear me? And the Carolinas, and it's ancient. You hear me? Man, America has so much of our story that we don't even know about. Okay? But I mean, y'all don't know about it. We know about it. Okay? Because we studied it and we know what it is. We know that we are the Atumangwan, Moroccan, Moorish American Empire. This is the empire here. This is the real promised land. I respect Ibrahim Chode. I have to use Ibrahim Chode because we have no one in America that has the balls and that that everybody that has this kind of power in America, they are connected with the evils. They are connected with the trash. See? We have no one. We even found out Michael Jordan ain't shit. All right? Michael Jordan is invested in private prisons and, Oprah, all of them, man. Doo-doo, Combs, all of them ain't shit. All of them. They got with the Ashkenazi Jewish mafia, bro, and just sold us out. Red appled us the fuck out, bro. But now Allah is taking care of that fake Israel not. Okay? So a lot of things, man, just holy breath and Allah got it. Flat out. Peace.
Mass exodus. They said it was naive, a dream. Still the fire had been lit. It could not be put out. And here, in the heart of Africa, under the red sun of the Sahel, I stood, with my arms wide open, waiting. By the time December came, Ouagadougou was different. It had never seen anything like this. The airport terminals, they were buzzing, with faces of every shade of blackness. Afro-Caribbeans, African-Americans, Brazilians, Haitians, Black Europeans. Some of them wore dashikis and Ankara, our traditional clothes. Others wore jeans, hoodies, or sharp suits. But all of them, they carried something more than luggage. They carried a sense of purpose, a sense of curiosity, and a sense of longing.
I
a
like
longing
that
for hope.
camouflage.
The Diaspora Congress movement. It was simple. There were no fireworks,
I
no
wear my
celebrities on the
fez out
stage,
every
just
day. You
elders
hear me?
pouring like
You hear me? You hear me? I wear my fez every day by myself, boots on the ground. What? Facts. Facts. I walk around with my fez on every day, uplifting fallen humanity. Yeah, every day, boots on the ground. In be more. Moors.
pouring water on the soil, whispering to the ancestors in their languages.
Yeah.
Bamanankan, Wolof, Yoruba, Haitian Creole.
To the
I walked into the
ancestors.
arena. I had
To
no
the
bodyguards.
ancestors.
I did not need them. The people were my
To the
bodyguards.
ancestors.
The crowd stood up. There was no applause, only silence, a reverent silence, an unbreakable silence. Then, a single voice started to sing, and then another, and another. Soon 1,000 voices were singing, together, redemption song. When the music faded, I took the stage. This is not a political gathering, I began. This is a healing ceremony, disguised as a summit. I presented a document, the Sankofa Pact. It was written in many languages.
Time,
it
man.
outlined the rights and
Time,
responsibilities of the diaspora who wish to come
Time,
home.
man.
Land would be leased, not sold. Businesses would be co-owned, with local communities, schools.
Let me explain something to y'all real quick. Man, money ain't everything, brother, sisters, gods and goddesses. Money ain't everything, man. Always remember, money is the root to all evil. See, I should be I could be focusing on money right now. I own businesses and all that, right? But bro, I'm gonna tell you, it ain't gonna never be right, man, until we get right. It ain't gonna never be right for us until we get right. Right? Facts, okay, y'all? Money ain't everything, man. So I'll take the time and I'll do this. Stuff a lot. I will take the time into this and make sure that we get schooled and see things that we need to see. And then I'll go to work. You know, or I might not work. I might go boots on the ground and just survey the land. I've been doing that all month. Hey, whatever. I got food in my refrigerator. I mean, ain't no whole bunch. I mean, listen, man. Long as we eat, long as we got water, we got soap. You know what I mean? Yeah, because soap is what caused all the stuff over in Europe. Well, all we did was took them soap and built them an aqueduct. That's how they got out of the trash they was in Europa. Yeah, man. So it ain't always about the money, man. It's about putting the information out so that we will see what's going on. All right? Peace.
Would teach both local languages and diaspora history. There would be no exploitation, only rebuilding. I called for something new, the Black Global Assembly, a Pan-African body, outside of the African Union, a place for diaspora leaders and African revolutionaries to meet.
Please thumb up the video, y'all.
To grow, free
Please,
from
man,
Western
thumb up the
interference.
video, man.
Among the attendees, there was
If
a
you on
woman,
my channel,
Dr. Asha
if
Walker.
I got nine,
She was 34
I can
years
see
old,
9
a black
people
woman
right
from
now.
Detroit.
They
She was a
lie
civil
all the
rights
time.
lawyer in America. After she heard
First
my
of all, let me let y'all know something, man. They always lying. They always shadow banning my channel. They all the time, man. My videos be getting shut off, cut in half. They stop the video. They do all kind of stuff, man. So I need y'all to please stop the video, man, so we can get us in the algorithm. I see I got 20 people in here, but ain't nobody hit the thumbs up button yet. What's going on? What is these, a bunch of AI clowns, or was it just somebody just surveying my channel? Maybe it's some Longo clowns, some El Jizzle Bizzle clowns. That's probably what it is. But thumb up the video. If not, get the fuck off my channel. Go somewhere else, man. Don't be just around here surveying my channel. Roll out, man. Go to another channel, man. This is for a different type of people. My channel is not for everybody. My channel is for revolutionists, man. For people that's trying to turn things around. If you ain't trying to turn things around, leave my channel now. I don't care about subscribers, and I don't care about that. I care about waking my people up. That's all I care about, okay?
Message. She resigned from her law firm. She flew to Burkina Faso. She stood up during a session on justice and law. In America, she said, and her voice was strong, I fought for the lives of young men who are being hunted. Here I want to help rewrite the legal code to protect them before they ever need a courtroom. Next, a man stood up. Kojo Bantu, a reggae artist from Jamaica. He had fire in his eyes. He offered to build a cultural studio in Lasso, our second city, a place where diaspora and local artists could collaborate. A group from the favelas of Brazil. They pledged to send skilled laborers to help us build eco-friendly villages based on Afro-Indigenous building techniques. And most importantly, several black-owned tech companies from Atlanta, from Lagos, from Nairobi, they signed a deal to build an inter-African encrypted communication network so we could share our messages without European surveillance. Africa must control its own narrative.
Without European surveillance.
Someone else's story. But not everyone.
Like all these clowns on my channel right now. I see y'all, yo. I just leave, man. If you ain't around to help my people, then you would have thumbed up the video by now. I got all these people in my channel. Ain't nobody thumbed up nothing. I one thumb up. So what are these clowns, trolls, AI, or something in my channel? If you really cared about us, you'd be thumbing up this video so that other people can see it. Straight up. Or send it out. Why y'all around if y'all ain't you surveying, y'all scared? I know y'all scared. Because the shit's going down, buddy. It's going down. And the damn thing you demons can do about it, buddy. That we in a new cycle age and it's going down. So it's going down. Peace. Praise the Lord.
The Burkinabe military, they started to stir. Men who were trained under the old French programs. Whispers grew in the capital. Some feared the influx of foreigners. They said it would erode our traditional ways. They said I was moving too fast, too boldly. The French intelligence agencies, they were watching from afar. They released a smear campaign online. Photoshopped images, fake leaks about corruption, claims that I had ties to terrorist groups. The Western media, they picked up the story quickly. Is Burkina Faso turning into a cult of personality?
Man, shouts to Ibrahim Traoré for saying that. He knows that these videos that they make, they'll send out like video coders to send out fake videos that ain't even true. And AI going bananas behind it because it's fake. It's not real. You feel me? See, we realize that y'all are too stupid. Y'all don't have our intellect. Y'all can't build like we do. Y'all can't invent like we do. All y'all do is cause static. All y'all do is make demon comments. All y'all do is, y'all can never do nothing right. Y'all can never do nothing right. You know, the lower self. Well, the higher self is prevailing now, buddy. It's gonna take a minute, but hey, this is the foundation. Okay, I'm a builder. Okay, Washita Doug Demounia mound builder out of the Americas. I'm indigenous to America. All right. Yes. So let's let him rock out. Peace.
They asked, concerns mount as foreigners flock to TRAORE's Africa. Exodus or delusion, the diaspora dream. But I responded calmly, in another broadcast. They fear us because we are no longer begging. I said, we are building. This is not a cult, it is a culture. And quietly I ordered the formation of a new unit. A protective intelligence unit, made up of Pan-African volunteers from the diaspora. Young black ex-military men and women, trained in America, Jamaica, Ghana, Nigeria. They called themselves the Sankara Guard. Back in a rural village, near Kudugu, 82-year-old Mama Ruth from Detroit, she knelt in a field with local women. She was planting her first cassava. She had insisted on being part of the agricultural initiative.
Got that 20
up. My life feeding people with food stamps.
Y'all gotta watch it. You gotta know your numbers, man. You gotta know your numbers. Now I see 20 up, which I know is more than that. It's just that YouTube, you know, they shadow ban and they lie so much, man. All they do is lie, man. And it's funny, man. It's funny. Hold up. Okay, this must be a clown, man. They must be dumb as rocks out here. You can see that this doesn't work. Well, whoever you are, why don't you take your bitch ass somewhere else then? See, that's what I don't understand. You know, well, that's because y'all so dumb. Y'all so stupid. Y'all ain't got nothing better to do but be demons that y'all are You can't be nothing else. I know. It's hard, ain't it, man? Why would you come to a channel of upliftment and make a stupid comment? So that just tells me that you just a dummy anyway. So uh you can either stay and act stupid or you can just leave. I don't care what you do, buddy. But you can't stop the frequency. You can't stop the spiritual vibration that's going on, buddy. Your mouth and your disrespect can't do it. Because the ancestors work. I got crystals on where ancestors are giving me strength and power to do this, buddy. Allah called on these warrior souls, and we getting it done. So no matter what y'all say, no matter what y'all demonic, whatever y'all do, it ain't gonna work, buddy. I've been at war since 1970. So you think I don't know about warring? I know the art of war. Peace.
She said, I want to feed somebody with my own hands before I die. The local women, they gave her a new name, Maman Courage, Mother Courage.
Ever wondered what your home looks like from space?
Distraction. Hold up, y'all.
See your city.
She became a symbol, proof that the return wasn't just symbolic, it could be lived. Soon other elders followed. An old jazz musician from New Orleans, he opened a music school. A former Black Panther from Oakland, he began training local security forces in self-defense and dignity. Children in our schools, they began learning about Marcus Garvey and Queen Zinga. In the same lessons, months later, I stood on the roof of a government building. At sunset, I was looking out across the glowing lights of a newly built community, Wami Town, a mixed village of diaspora returnees and Burkina Bay. A young man approached me, quietly. It was Jamal, a tech developer from Baltimore.
Ooh, from Baltimore.
Said, you know they're going to try to
Come
kill
on,
you,
Jamal.
right?
That's right.
I turned to him. I gave him a soft smile. I know, I said, but I also know this. You cannot kill an idea whose time has come. In the distance, church bells rang. A muezzin's call to prayer echoed from a new mosque, built by black Muslims from Senegal and Detroit. And across the airwaves, a new Pan-African radio station launched its first broadcast. The first words were, to all children of Africa, no matter where you were born, welcome home. It was a cool Harmattan night in Ouagadougou. The wind was blowing dust from the Sahara. Suddenly, the power went out, across the whole city. At first, people thought it was a routine blackout. But within minutes, the emergency lines were jammed. The cell networks dropped. The presidential residence was plunged into darkness. The only light was the moon. It was half full. It hung in the sky like a sharp scythe. I stood calmly by the window of my modest quarters. I was staring out into the eerie stillness. I had been warned. An anonymous source, from within the old Burkina Bay elite, he had sent me a message, just hours earlier. One line. They moved tonight. Not foreign. Our own. The coup. It wasn't coming from Paris or Washington. It was coming from within.
Michael Wiggins,
at
yes, sir.
2:16 a.m., shots rang
Yes,
out.
sir.
At Camp
Shout out to
Sangoulé
you,
La
brother.
Mizana, a
Thank
group
you,
of
brother.
rogue soldiers, former
Thank you,
allies,
brother.
they stormed the communications tower.
Something
They
about-
disabled
it's
the national
something-
radio. Their
It's
plan
been
was
a lot of
simple. Take me
energy.
out.
It's been a
Declare
lot of
transition.
it's something going on with like Harlem, Baltimore, Detroit, Chicago. Man, something is going on in the spirit world, man. You know, and it's bringing us together, bro. And we got Burkina, we got Ibrahim Toure. He talking about New York and Harlem and Baltimore and Chicago, and man, that's because, man, the ancestors are reassuring us of what we're doing is what we are supposed to be doing. Shouts to Michael Wiggins. Yeah, brother. Be more, brother. Yes, I am, bro. And I'm a more from Be More. Yes, uplifting fallen humanity. Peace.
Military government and undo the diaspora project. They had made a promise to France, stability. In return, France had promised them silence and asylum, but they had not counted on one thing. The Sankara Guard, led by Captain Edumako, a Ghanaian-born former UN peacekeeper, a diaspora volunteer. The Sankara Guard had been monitoring encrypted channels. They had noticed irregular troop movements. They mobilized fast. By the time the coup plotters reached the gates of the presidential compound, 60 Sankara Guards had taken position. Some were Burkinabe, others were African Americans, Afro-Brazilians, and even 2 Haitians, who had been part of street militias in Port-au-Prince. They wore no uniforms, just armbands, bearing the red, black, and green crest of the New Africa. Adomako raised his fist. "No one enters," he shouted. "This gate is guarded by the ancestors." The gunfire was brief, but brutal. 2 Sankara guards fell. 4 rebels were captured alive. The rest scattered. They melted into the night. I never left the building. Instead, I broadcast from a backup transmitter, hidden beneath the former French military base. "They have tried to steal this moment from us," I said, my voice echoing across the dark city. "They have tried to reset the clock,
Mike.
but this is not the
Facts,
Africa of
brother Michael
1966
Wiggins.
or 1983.
Yeah, bro.
We will not be overthrown. We will overcome."
It's
The
the
failed coup
awakening.
attempt. It
It's
sent
the
shockwaves across
spiritual
the continent.
awakening
In Senegal,
that the
youth groups flooded
ancestors
the
are
streets
putting on
in
us,
support of
Michael
me.
Wiggins.
In South Africa,
Yes, brother.
ANC veterans
You
held a
are
candlelight vigil.
correct,
They
my
chanted
brother.
freedom songs from the apartheid era. In America, Black Twitter erupted
Mike.
with a
Yeah,
hashtag.
Mike.
They tried.
Yeah,
Africa
thank
still
you,
rises.
brother,
But
for
here, in Burkina
overstanding.
Faso, things were
Thank you,
changing.
brother.
Fear had crept in.
You-
There were whispers in the
you
mosques,
are-
murmurs in the market. Some
I feel like, bro, you you are a spirit of our ancestors that came through to reassure me that what I do is what I should be doing. Instead of always chasing money, which is the root to all evil. Nah, man, we got to get this spiritual upliftment. We got to get the truth out to the people and scramble up AI. Please thumb up the video. Please send the video out. And please subscribe to the channel, because it's time for us upriders, okay? Okay? It's time for us upriders, okay? Us do-writers. It's time for us to be above the trash. Our consciousness is already there. All we got to do is get this AI to act right. That's why I have a clothing line by the name of IA, Indigenous Apparel, educational wear, unveiling America's hidden our story. Yeah, Northwest AMEXEM. Peace. Let's go, Ibrahim Chori. Peace.
questioned if I could truly protect them. Others blamed the influx of diaspora outsiders for drawing too much attention. I convened a closed-door meeting with my most trusted allies, Adomako, Dr. Asha Walker, Mama Ruth, Kojo Bantu. "We knew this day would come," I said. "We must respond, not with bullets, but with deeper roots." Asha nodded. "We need to build faster," she said. "Schools, clinics, food supply chains. If the people see the benefits of unity, they'll fight for it too." Kojo leaned forward. He had fire in his eyes. "And we need culture," he said. "Music, art, film. Let them feel it in their soul."
Right.
Mama Ruth smiled. She touched my arm. "Child," she said, "remember what I told you the day I planted cassava. No matter how much they step on the seed, if it's buried in the right soil, it will grow." 3 months later, I did something no African leader had done before. I hosted the African State of the Union, a live broadcast, streamed across the continent and the diaspora. It wasn't a press conference, it was a truth-telling session. I spoke for 90 minutes, without a teleprompter, without prescripted questions. I detailed the coup attempt. I named the generals who had betrayed the people. I shared files proving French diplomatic complicity. And then, most powerfully, I introduced families who had recently migrated from America, Haiti, Brazil, the UK.
Stop buying generic Viagra if you're over 60. You qualify for 9 tablets of 100 milligram generic Viagra for just $7 with free shipping from
Oh, man, we ain't
Families who are now thriving, working alongside locals, starting farms, building schools, raising children in peace. This is not a fantasy, I said. This is not utopia. This is justice delayed and now delivered. Africa is no longer a resource. Africa is a rebirth. When I finished, I stood in silence before lifting a wooden carving of Sankara high above my head. Across the airwaves, millions stood with me. But the West wasn't done. CNN, BBC, Le Monde, they released coordinated documentaries accusing me of militarizing Pan-Africanism, of recruiting black radicals to destabilize West Africa, of building a shadow empire. A leaked CIA memo even described me as more dangerous than Fidel Castro because he has a smartphone and understands social media. The African Union remains silent, but black TikTok, not so much. A 17-year-old coder in Nigeria, he created an app. It archived my speeches in multiple languages. A spoken word artist in Atlanta, she dropped a viral poem titled, Dear Africa, I Heard You Calling. Afrobeat musicians across Lagos, Accra, and Johannesburg, they recorded a joint anthem, We Are Coming Home. And in the Bronx, Chicago, and Compton, black youth began painting murals of me beside Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey. One morning, I received a handwritten letter. It was delivered by a barefoot village boy. It was from Mama Ruth. My son, she wrote, they may fear you, but I believe in you. I've never seen a man fight so gently and still be heard across oceans. I'm old, but I'll live long enough to see the seed grow. And when I go, plant my body in the soil. I want to feed the next generation. Tell the children their grandmother chose Africa. With all the love I carried from Detroit to Kudugu, Mama Ruth, they came in waves, not soldiers, not missionaries, not investors, but families, black families, from Newark, Johannesburg, Port-au-Prince, Kingston, Bahia, Brixton, from every corner of the diaspora, they came, holding on to a single word, a word that had passed from mouth to mouth, like gospel fire. Home, our modest airports, they overflowed. Some arrived with dual citizenship. Others came with nothing but a passport, a suitcase, and a dream. They were teachers, nurses, truck drivers, ex-prisoners, computer programmers.
Y'all cannot stop the melanin influx. Y'all can't stop it, man. It's the melanin rise. Y'all can't stop it, man. Y'all don't have what it takes to stop it. So, whatever. Watch. It's going down right now. It's going down. So, if you in my chat, man, and you support what the message that we're bringing, please thumb up the video. If not, leave. Please go to another channel so you can be entertained at whatever it is that you like. Please. Peace.
Doulas, single mothers, elders in wheelchairs, and teenagers whose eyes had only seen cities cloaked in police sirens and concrete walls. I stood quietly one morning near the tarmac. I was wearing a simple brown tunic and leather sandals. I was watching as a mother from Atlanta stepped off the plane, and immediately she kissed the soil. We've waited for you, I whispered to myself. And now you are here. The village of Sankara Hills, just 10 kilometers outside of Ouagadougou. It had been nothing but dry bushland 2 years earlier, but now it was alive with promise. Red earth roads were lined with solar streetlights. Houses built from local clay and diaspora donations stood in rows like new roots. A small hospital named the Malcolm Center tended to mothers and infants. At the heart of the community stood a school, Ubuntu Academy, where children were taught in Dioula, French, English, and Yoruba. Every classroom bore the name of a freedom fighter. Amilcar Cabral, Nanny of the Maroons, Kwame Nkrumah, Harriet Tubman. It was a village without fences. Burkinabe families and diaspora
Shout to the TRAORE people. Shout to the TRAORE.
Settlers, they farmed together, ate together, prayed together, disagreed together, learned together.
Right.
And every Friday night, under the baobab tree, they held open forums. I myself would sometimes appear, unguarded, just another face in the firelight. One night,
come on, y'all.
I was asked by a teenage boy from Baltimore.
Baltimore. He said Baltimore again.
Such a risk on people America threw away. I answered.
Let's get that back.
I myself would sometimes appear, unguarded, just another face in the firelight. One night, I was asked by a teenage boy from Baltimore. Why us? He asked. Why take such a risk on people America threw away? I answered without hesitation. Because Africa is not charity, I said. Africa is restoration. You were never thrown away. You were stolen. And now the stolen are choosing to return. That alone is revolutionary. But peace never lasts long when the truth becomes dangerous. In neighboring Ivory Coast, an American base buzzed with activity. A leaked drone intercept showed a map. It was marked with red dots, places in Burkina Faso that were deemed ideological threats. Sankara Hills was at the center. By now the CIA had lost patience. My speeches were being studied in high schools in Ferguson. Black enlistment in the US military was declining. Black churches were collecting offerings not for Israel or missions in Haiti, but to fund wells and school books in Burkina Faso. I had become a symbol, a virus,
65 people.
A memo from the Pentagon read,
65 people that I see. It's probably different. You know, YouTube do so much stuff, man. You know, I see 65 people. 3 thumbs up? Come on, man. So now I know that it's a whole bunch of trolls in my chat. It's a whole bunch of maybe longos in my chat. 72 people. 3 thumbs up. Come on, man. So now we know who's trolling us. Our op. Our op is trolling us. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. Because at the end of the day, you can't stop the ancestors, man. And you can't stop the spiritual, the upliftment. You can't stop Allah. You can't stop, man. So no matter whatever, man. And shouts to Patrick Dunahee. He said, please return. Patrick Dunahee said, hi, yeah. Islamism nobles support. Oh my God, the Moors. Oh my God, yeah. Let's go see. I told y'all. Islamism nobles. Islamism. Look, here come the boys, boy. They come on. You can't stop the day. Yeah. 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 And who is Jason Weisinger? Boy, if you don't take your demon ass somewhere, peace, man. Peace, brother. You can't stop the melanin onslaught that the ancestors is rolling out. You can't stop it. You can do whatever you want to do. Please thumb up the video, y'all. I love y'all. Let's let Ibrahim Chode go in.
Neutralize the ideology, discredit the face,
Islam nobles.
And so the plan was set. One morning a scandal broke. Major Western news outlets published evidence that I had funneled millions in gold reserves to secret accounts in the Seychelles. They showed photos of men they labeled as Russian arms dealers. A voice recording, they said it was me. Let the West burn if Africa must live, the voice said. The internet exploded. The African Union called for an investigation. U.S. congressmen who had quietly admired me, they suddenly denounced me. Inside Sankara Hills, panic set in. Families whispered. Some diaspora leaders began to wonder if they had made a mistake. But not everyone believed it. A young Haitian journalist, Solange Marot, she was now living in Bobo Dioulasso.
Distraction, y'all. Distraction. You know they're going to put the distractions in. We have to learn how to rise above. Rise above,
y'all. She
y'all.
uncovered the truth. The metadata.
Let's go. Rise above,
the images were AI generated. The voice in the tape had been cloned using deepfake software. She posted her findings under the title, "You Can't Kill the Truth with a Keyboard." Within hours, her expose was shared across the continent.
Okay, bro, it's an AI, but it's saying what I need to hear.
And before long, it became clear the scandal was a lie, a test, a trap. But the damage was done. A few diaspora families left. Some locals grew colder, and I grew quieter. Then 2 weeks later, I vanished. No announcement,
46
no
people.
motorcade, no security.
4 thumbs
I was
up.
simply gone. Rumors spread like fire. He's been killed. He went underground. He's with the Dogon priests. He's in Cuba with the ghost of Fidel. But then a message came. A short encrypted video. Uploaded anonymously to a server used by African Liberation Networks. In it, I sat cross-legged on the floor of a mud hut. My beard was thicker. My eyes were calm. I needed to disappear, I said, to remind you that this is not about me. If you believe this was my movement, then we have failed. But if you believe this is your calling, then the work continues.
That's right.
Africa is not waiting for one man.
My calling.
She is waiting for all her children. The next chapter is yours to write. And with that, the screen went dark. The dry season had never been this hot. Ouagadougou simmered beneath an uneasy sky. Troops from ECOWAS, with silent backing from the West, had begun moving near our northern borders, citing regional stability. Sanctions had tightened like a noose. Food prices soared. International banks froze our funds. Foreign journalists began whispering about the collapse of the Burkinabe experiment. Yet, inside Sankara Hills, the people did not collapse. They organized. Diaspora engineers began building water filtration systems from scratch. Burkinabe farmers taught Haitian returnees how to cultivate millet. Afro-Brazilian nurses from Salvador set up mobile clinics in the villages. Music and poetry rang out each night. In defiance, in the Ubuntu Academy, children were now writing their own revolutionary texts. 10-year-olds debated Kwame Nkrumah and CLR James like old friends. A graffiti message appeared on the school wall. You can exile a man, but not a message. Still the threat loomed. One night, a black military helicopter hovered over Sankara Hills. Loudspeakers boomed. In French, English, and Wolof. Disband. You are enemies of democracy. Ibrahim Traore is dead. They didn't know. Someone had hacked their signal. Because moments later, the helicopter speakers were hijacked, and my voice cut through the air like thunder. I am alive, but whether I live or die is not the question. The question is this. Will you finally believe you are free, or will you keep waiting for someone to save you? If I must return, let it not be to lead, but to witness you becoming what the ancestors dreamed. The crowd erupted. Men cried openly. Women raised their fists. Children climbed rooftops.
You got y'all ancestors.
You got y'all. At that moment, the revolution was no longer a theory. It was real. The following morning, hundreds of thousands marched peacefully through Ouagadougou. Black flags bearing Sankara's face, drums echoing, barefoot elders chanting songs of their youth. Not just diaspora returnees, but Burkinabe villagers, disillusioned students, Muslim clerics, Christian priests, even Fulani nomads. A young girl carried a sign. It read, "We are not the future, we are the correction." When the ECOWAS convoy arrived, they found the roads blocked, not by guns, but by women, old and young, sitting cross-legged, arms locked, inside.
See, for me, right, listen, I know that we are building the foundation for the next generation. See, we are building, I have a 3-year-old son, right? And my son with me right now. You hear me? My son with me, my 3-year-old with me right now. Stuff a lot. He's supposed to be with his dad. He go to work with me and everything. He be in the truck with me and everything. He learned, ever since he been like 2, he been riding around in the truck with me getting work done. Yeah, he's learning business. Yeah. So this is for the generations to come, man. But we have to build a strong foundation for them, right? And we got to leave the generational wealth. Okay? All right, y'all. So this is a fight. This is currently, we are building the foundation. And it has to be a strong foundation for the next generation to get the work done. And I got so much. My son when he get my hard drives, boy, he really go. And guess what my son's name is? Amaru. Amaru. So who are the Amaru Khans? And who was Tupac Amaru? Now this is out of the Americas. See, America got a serious history too. Our story that the Catholics got in the bottom of the Vatican that they won't release. So we know all this stuff, man. The ancestors told us, man, and the law told us. Yeah, so we know. Yeah, that's why they can't stop us, because we get downloads from Allah. Yeah, and the ancestors. Yeah, yeah. So let me let the brother Ibrahim go in. Peace, y'all.
Cameras broadcast the image worldwide. African women standing unarmed between tanks and their children.
Thumb up the video, y'all, please.
A single convoy vehicle reversed, then another, then another. The invasion never came. Weeks later, from the steps of the rebuilt Thomas Memorial, I gave what would become my final official address. I was slim, older, my voice was softer. To my black brothers and sisters in America, the Caribbean, Brazil, the UK and beyond, I said, you were never lost. You were taken. You were never weak. You were unarmed. You were never forgotten. Africa has called your name through every drought, every war, every drumbeat. Come home, or build home where you stand. But never forget, your liberation will not be given. It will be chosen by you, for you. I stepped down from the podium. I walked into the crowd, and I disappeared once again. This time, not out of fear, but out of trust. The people had awakened. The world would never be the same. A decade later, black children across the world would study the Burkina uprising. As the moment Africa began to rise, not as a continent to be pitied, but as a force to be respected, my face would appear on t-shirts, beside Mandela and Malcolm. But in Sankara Hills, beneath the same baobab tree, a small plaque simply reads, "A man came, the people answered, the rest is up to you." Thank
So y'all see what's going on. I love y'all, man. Stay strong, y'all. And push the truth. All you gotta do. Look at drunk, he mad. Look, drunk, mad. He mad. All he went, look, bro, we already know. Madness, all you gonna do is go mad. Yes. Peacefulness, man. Intellect. Your brain. That is what wins wars. Study the art of war. Peace, y'all. Stay strong. Stay right. Stay spiritual. And connect with the do-right. Peace, y'all. Islam. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.